Remotely controlled caravan movers have been available for over a decade and have proved to be a must-have accessory for many thousands of caravan enthusiasts. So how have they developed over the years? Although design and features have changed, most movers still operate in the same way. At the heart of the system are two 12-volt motors, powered by the caravan's leisure battery. These are fairly standard power units, similar to those used in golf caddies and mobility scooters. Each motor drives a traction roller through a transmission or gearbox system, and each is activated independently of the other in order to effect directional control. The user operates a remote handset, which sends signals to a control box fitted inside the caravan. Original models were functional but relatively basic. Pressed steel plates housing the motor and gearbox, with the gearbox spindle driving the rollers directly in line. The rollers would be engaged onto the caravan's tyres using an over-centre cam and spring mechanism. Either grit-covered or coated, they were prone to excessive wear. Control units used simple switching circuitry. The crude stop-start action of these early models has been superseded. Today, sophisticated MOSFET electronics provide soft-start operation, a smoother and far more accurate method of control. Original designs were modified to include an offset drivetrain. This modification allowed movers to be installed on modern caravans fitted with shock absorbers. Further evolution saw a more refined wind-on method of roller engagement and weight saving through the use of solid alloy rollers. Caravan movers came of age with attention to styling, as well as practical features such as soft start and improved weather protection. So what next? The Ego Caravan Mover has been designed without compromise. The concept is simple: essential operating features united with precision engineering. A lightweight customized integrated gearbox, high-traction CNC machined alloy rollers, an easy, clean, rust-proof anodized body, a high-impact molded body cover, effortless winder engagement. The Ego Mover boasts a stunning cost advantage. The retail price is about half that of its nearest comparable rival. Given all the facts, which would you choose? We know that many owners are practical people with sufficient mechanical and electrical skill to service and modify their vans themselves. Your local dealer can make the installation, of course. But if you prefer to do it yourself, this program, together with the user manual, is your step-by-step guide. Unpack all the components and check that the contents are complete. The task is to install the Ego Caravan Mover. A crossbar will be fitted across the van's width. Electrically powered traction rollers will be fitted at each end of the bar in front of the wheels. Left and right motor units will be mechanically linked by a cross actuation bar. The remotely operated control unit will be installed inside the van, and electrical connections will be made through an isolation switch. The first step is to wire the motors. These are shipped with the rollers in the disengaged position. Check both rollers. When fully disengaged, the arrow points here. The motors have positive and negative symbols molded in the weatherproof terminal covers, and the motor cables have numbered markers, factory fitted. Connect the spade connectors to the motors. Please refer to the wiring diagram in your user manual. With the motors now wired, installation can begin. This installation is being demonstrated by a professional engineer, using all the benefits of a fully equipped workshop. In the case of a DIY installation, appropriate measures must be taken to protect the installer from injury and the unit from accidental damage. A lifting ramp or an assembly pit is ideal for access and personal safety. At the very least, a hard, level working surface is essential. And in any DIY situation, a two-man team is highly recommended. Check that the function of the mover will not be impeded by drains, shock absorbers, the spare tyre, or any other fixtures. Position the main crossbar underneath the caravan. And slide each motor assembly onto the bar. The motors are heavy, so be careful when handling, positioning and supporting the assembly whilst it is not secured to the chassis. The nuts on the crossbar must be just finger tight at this stage. Loosely fit the two clamping assemblies to the chassis. Use the bolts provided. Again, nuts must be no more than finger tight. The cross-actuation bar is a telescopic shaft in 3 segments, 2 end segments and a middle segment. The end segments are fitted to the motor units. And the middle segment locks both ends together. The nuts and bolts are factory fitted. Make sure that the main crossbar and the cross-actuation centre bar are centrally positioned. The centre of the bar is marked. With the main assembly now loosely fitted, slide it along the chassis until the rollers are 20 mm from the tyres. 2 20 mm spacers are provided. It is very important that each roller applies equal traction, left and right, to each wheel. Slide the motor units on the crossbar in or out so that both rollers will make maximum contact with the tyre's treads.